Book study. Teach like a champion. Technique 5. Without apology. What is without apology? Sometimes the way teachers talk about expectations inadvertently lowers them. Sometimes, if teachers are not on guard, they can accidentally apologize for teaching worthy content and even for the students themselves. Without apology is when a teacher does not apologize for the content or their students. There is no such thing as boring content. In the text, the author talks about having to take an English class called British Romantic Poets. The author could not imagine anything less interesting. He thought about changing the class, but he needed it for his major. While taking the class, the professor changed the way he thought and read. Then the subject that seemed least interesting became life-changing in the hands of a gifted teacher. In the hands of a great teacher who can find a way in, the material students need to master to succeed and grow is exciting, interesting, and inspiring. Even if as teachers we sometimes doubt we can make it so. There are 4 primary ways we are at risk for apologizing for what we teach. 1. Assuming something is boring. 2. Blaming it. 3. Making it accessible. 4. Apologies for students. Assuming something is boring. Saying something like, "Guys, I know this is kind of dull. Let's just try to get through it." Or even, "You may not find this interesting at all." Some students may not find the material boring at all. A teacher's job is to make material great and exciting, even if some consider it boring. Blaming it. A teacher blaming the content that she or he has to teach on an outside entity, an administration, or abstract day. An example of this is saying, "This material is on the test, so we'll have to learn it." Or they say, "We have to read this, so..." A better way to address this is so assume it is a part of the curriculum for a reason and start by reflecting on what that reason is. Making it accessible. Making material accessible is acceptable when it helps kids connect to rigorous college prep content. It is not acceptable when it dilutes the content or standards. Content is one of the places that teaching is most vulnerable to assumptions and stereotypes. Apologizing for students. Assuming something is too hard or technical for some students is a dangerous trap. The skill of not apologizing for the students is critical not only in the induction and framing of material, but in reacting responses to it. Sticking with kids, tell them you're sticking with them, and constantly telling them, "I know you can," raises a student's self-perception. What are the other alternative ways to apologize? For example, "This is one of the things you're going to take real pride in knowing. When you're in college, you can show off how much you know about this. I know you can do this, so I'm going to stick with you on this question."